Greetings, family. It is yours truly, your serial entrepreneur, here to empower you for Male Motivation Monday. I'm King Amar Amari. Thank you so much for tuning in to your Male Motivation Monday. I'm here to share some empowering motivation with you on today. We want to make sure that you live your best life in this life. You don't have to wait till the afterlife. You can live very good in the now. You don't have to wait till later. I believe in seizing the moment because your present is a gift. So make sure that you share and invite this. You don't want to miss this empowering moment. I am a serial entrepreneur. My queen, Amani Amari, and we are real estate investors. We control multiple businesses online. We both come from a rough background, but by us toiling digitally, even though it may be a rough background, by our diligent work, our faith in action, we made our life smooth. So we want to share some empowering tips with you on this evening again. Male Motivation Monday. Let's get it, family. I come on here every Monday at 5 o'clock Central Daylight Time, okay, to share this empowering content with you. All right? So we're getting ready to dive in right now. Okay? So let's talk. Who am I? Well, again, I'm Amar Amari. I'm a serial entrepreneur, as I stated, a real estate investor, controlling multiple businesses. I'm a retired Marine. I served for a total of 20 years. Okay, I fully retired at the age of 39 years old. I'm from Rochester, New York. I was born and raised in Rochester, New York, upstate New York. New York, stand up. Anybody in the building that's from New York, go ahead and stand up. Let me know what city and or state that you're tuning in from. That'll be great. What city and state that you're tuning in from, that'll be great. Also, for those of you who are business owners, please put your business information out there in the comment block so we can support you. We would love to support you. Okay? That's what we're all about, supporting one another. And that's what we're here to do, to help to empower you so you can live your best life. Again, I was born and raised in Rochester, New York. I grew up on the two worst sides of the city in Rochester, New York. I was raised on the west side and the east side of Rochester, New York. And I was confronted with a lot of trials and tribulations in my life growing up. My father told me at the age of 5 he didn't want to see me anymore. I was bounced back and forth between my mother and my grandmother. I lost my best friend. I was 15 years old when my best friend was murdered. He was 14 years old at the time. Then I lost another friend. I was roughly around 16 years old. He got into a shootout with an undercover cop, and unfortunately he lost his life due to crime. And so, with that being said about myself, I was in the streets when I was younger. I was living the thug life when I was younger, chasing the thug life, trying to live the good life. Right? I seen the shine. I seen the brothers wearing the nice clothes, driving the nice cars, having the jewelry, having the beautiful ladies. I seen all that. So I was more focused on things than I was my life. Right? But I got into some situations where I had a few close calls. I was almost shot twice, point blank range. Okay, had bullets flying past my head when I was standing on the street corner one day. Somebody did a drive-by. And then I was set up at a barbershop because of who I was affiliated with at that time. And so with that being said, I came out of that situation, being set up at the barbershop. My friend's big brother intervened, and my life was spared. And after all that happened, I said, you know, I need to make a change. This is not paying off. I don't see anything good coming out of his life. I lost a lot of my friends, very close friends, were like my brothers. And then I almost lost my life, right? You know, so I said, I need to, you know, to make a change. I really do need to make a change, you know, and I was just talking at the time. Here come the friends. Hey, Mark, come on, you know, let's go. Okay, here I am again out there doing the thing. You know, person jumped out the car, pulled out a pistol. I'm standing in front of the pistol. Almost lost my life. Still hang around the same people, right? Then one day I was standing outside. I was on the street corner, and this lady, she came up to my friend brother, and she tried to sell my friend's brother, her daughter, clothes. Now that right there shook me to the very core of my being. It wasn't the close calls in the streets. It was this mother walking up to this man, willing to sell her daughter's clothes in order for her to be able to have drugs. I recognized that I was that problem. Right there at that moment, you know, a lot of us, we have a wake up moment. You know, for some, they don't have a lot of close calls like I did. You know, some people, you know, it doesn't take them as much to be able to wake up. But for myself, unfortunately, it just took numerous times. And, you know, in that time right there, you know, really had touched my heart, you know, and this hard-hearted person, heart wasn't so hard anymore. Then I thought about family members who had got hooked on drugs and alcoholism and how it had affected their life. And I said, you know what? There's no good in this. There's no good in this. You know, I'm like, people's lives are being lost. People's lives are being messed up. There's nothing good about this life. And they call it the good life. What's so good about this when people's life is so bad? It's so many bad things come out of this so-called good life. Losing friends, mothers crying, the pain of my friend mother, you know, his brothers and his sisters as well, friends like myself, tears of not joy. There was no celebration burying my best friend. There was no celebration about my other friend losing his life. So I said, I need to make a choice, man. I need to make a choice. I need to choose a better life. And so I made that choice. I made that choice to live a better life. My father wasn't there for me. He told me at the age of 5 he didn't want to see me no more. Again, I was tossed back and forth between my grandmother and my mother. Lost a lot of my friends. But right there at that moment, I made a choice. And that choice transformed my life for the betterment of my life. And now here I am today, speaking life into other people's life. You know, when I was in high school, people used to come up to me, you know, and ask me, hey, man, you want to go to this party? Nah, man, I can't do that, bro. I need to go to work, man. I need to go to work. I need to make a life for my life. I need to establish myself. And I was a teenager with peer pressure coming at me. Here come the ladies coming at me. Oh, you want to come over the house? No, I don't want to come over your house. You know, oh, my mom and dad, they're not there. You know, won't you come on over? No, I'm not doing that. Not doing that. What, you scared? What are you? What are you? You a faggot or something? Watch yourself now. Watch yourself now. All right? You know, first of all, you living with your parents. I'm living with my grandmother. I'm working at McDonald's at the time, you know, and I'm telling her, like, what are we going to do if I get you pregnant? What you going to do? What are you and I going to do? What are we going to do about that? I'm barely able to even take care of myself. So I'm going to take care of you and the child. So there again, I had to maintain my focus. The recruiter came walking up to me. The recruiter gave me the breakdown. Hey, you can go into the military. You have the medical benefits, the dental benefits. You can go to school, earn your degree, and it'll be all paid for. My family couldn't afford to send me to college at the time. No one was wealthy in my family. I wasn't born with a gold spoon in my mouth. Everything I have, I had to work for it. I literally built it from scratch. My queen and I both. I said, you know what? I'm going to take this way out. I'm going to seize this moment. I'm going to seize this moment in the now. I'm going to take advantage of this in the now, so I'll set myself up for later in my life. And so although people around me, they were hopeless, because I would tell them, hey man, you could come out of the life. I came out of the life, so I was like, okay, I know there's a way out, because I chose the way out. And I said, you know what? I know there's a way out. I said, you can do it. Oh no, man, I can't do it, man. I'm in too deep. And, I tried to persuade them in a good way, right? For the betterment now, not for the worse. I was a gang leader. I had led people at one time to destruction. Now my consciousness has awakened, and I recognize that, I was creating the hell I was living in. So now I was focusing on, instead of creating hell, is creating heaven on earth. And I say, look, I would talk to them and, let them know, hey man, you don't have to do that. It may take you a little longer for you to get what you really want. But, is it really worth it? Man, I'm not trying to hear that right now. Right? So there was a lot of people that, they chose to stay in that situation. There was people around me that didn't believe that they can do it. But I just knew inside of me, I said, listen, I didn't know what it is at the time, but I knew that wasn't it. I knew that the drugs and the crime and the alcoholism, the teen pregnancy, the drug addicts, the alcoholics, grown men hanging out on the corner, just getting drunk, no certain place of really dwelling. I'm like, I know that that's not it right there. I know that I personally don't desire to live that life like that. And mind you, too, unfortunately, I had got in trouble with the police, right? Ended up getting arrested and stuff like that, before I made the change too. I just wanted to backtrack and let you know I was incarcerated. And when I was in there, I ran into somebody who tried to bully me while I was in there. I was sleeping on a cold brick floor. I said, man, this is not the life. In the streets, people wear that with a badge of honor. Like, I did time, and I was in there for just 4 days. And I was like, this is not the type of life that I desire to live, at all. No. So I had made my mind up. I had refused to accept that life. I had refused to accept that life. I said, no, this is not the life for me. Even though my father told me at the age of 5, he didn't want to see me no more. Even though my mother, had given me away to my grandmother at the time. Right? Because that was the best choice that she could come up with at that time. Because that's where she was at in her mental state at that time. She thought that was the right choice. Now, I wanted to be with her. I was very upset. I was very angry with her about that. Of course, being young like that, you really don't understand. You're like, well, won't you just give up that life you living, so you can have a better life and we can have a better life, you can do what's good for us both. you know, but that wasn't the choice that was made. So I was very upset about that. You know, so I was this young man, you know, father abandoned him, you know, very, very, you know, angry, you know, confused, didn't understand, you know, felt like, you know, like, why me? But then I got out of that mindset, well, you know what? Forget it. I can't change what happened, you know, but I can change what's happening right now. See, I refuse to allow my past to keep me from enjoying the gift of my present. See, I personally refuse to not allow my father not being there for me as a reason for me not to be there for my son. See, I personally refuse to allow my ethnicity, my gender, the zip code that I came from to keep me from succeeding in my life. I refuse. Remember, the title is what you accept is what you get. So what I'm saying to you is if you accept defeat, then you'll live a defeated life. But when you refuse to accept poverty, then the opposite of that is what's going to be magnetized into your life, which is prosperity. If you refuse to accept doubt, then faith will be your portion. And when you believe in yourself and you believe in the divine gifting that has been placed in you, and you refuse to believe that you're less than, when you refuse to believe that, then the opposite of less than is greater than. Do you understand? What do you accept in your life? What do you accept in your life? Because see, the opposite of defeat is victory. Do you accept defeat? Do you just give up when things get hard? Because understand this, when you do that, what you're doing is you're forfeiting your blessing. So a person believe in their heart, so are they. It's according to your faith, be it so unto you. Now, in a negative sense, if you doubt your greatness, and if you say that I'm not nothing or I'm not worth listening to, guess what? You magnetize it into your life. You spoke that into your life. You have accepted that in your life. So now no one will listen to you. And you won't even attempt to step on the platform and for you to open up your mouth and for you to be a clarion call in this world to resurrect the dead and to bring them to life. Your voice is a trumpet. But you'll never see those things come to life if you continue to doubt yourself. You have to learn how to encourage yourself and to reject the negative things that even yourself says about yourself. That's right. That's right. Because listen, nobody can stop you except for you. Listen, man, I had people tell me, Amar, you're not going to make it. You're off on your own little island, Amar. Amar, you're not going to make it by you accepting your ethnicity and accepting who and what you are and speaking out against those things. You know, it's going to be very tough for you, Amar. You're not going to be able to make it. Look at me now. All praises be, because I refuse to accept what they were saying to me. And I know who and what I am. And I know what I'm chosen to do in this earth. A shirt and a tie can't stop me from impacting somebody's life. Guess what? Listen, if they don't want me to speak to them because I have a t-shirt on and some jeans and some sneakers, then they're not the one who I'm supposed to minister to them. If they can't accept that I have a baseball cap on, t-shirt, jeans, and sneakers, then they're not the ones who I'm sent to them. See, you got to know as a business owner, who is your audience, right? Even as a speaker, who is your audience? See, I'm called to go out in the trenches. I'm called to get down in the dirt. I'm called to go out there and put in the work. See, some people, they like to play it safe. They want to stay in the realm where everybody is already there. No, I'm called to call those who are in it out of it. I'm called to grant access to those who've been denied access. I'm called to motivate those who are not self-motivated, to ignite the fire in them, to let them know that, oh, yes, you can. Do you know who and what you are? Do you know what you've chosen to do? Do you know your purpose in this life? Who are you? Why are you here? Listen, I crash pity parties. I'm a party crasher as it relates to pity parties. I crash pity parties because guess what? I still succeeded even though I came from the so-called ghetto. I still succeeded even though my father wasn't there for me. I still succeeded even though I had somewhat of a traumatic childhood. You know why? Because in spite of it all, I still know who and what I am. My father told me that. It didn't mess with my self-esteem. I was giving away to my grandmother. It didn't mess with my self-esteem. Even as a teenager, I knew, I stayed focused. I was a sophomore in high school. I said, I'm going into the military when I graduate. I'm going straight to the military. I said, I'm not focused on these females. I'm focused on getting this money and getting up out of the hood and making something of myself. I'm not dying out here in these streets. I have a greater purpose. I have a greater call on my life. And this is not my expected end. And see, it didn't end there because I didn't expect it to end there. I didn't put a period on my life. No, there's a comma. There's a continuation of my life to be continued on my life. Every day I wake up is a to be continued. Even when something tough happened throughout my good day, I don't have bad days. I just have challenging things that happen throughout my good day. Again, this is yours truly, Amar. Thank you so much for tuning in to your Motivation Men's Monday. Again, I come on here for my knowledge, every Monday, okay, at 5 o'clock p.m. Central Daylight Time, right here from this same station. Hopefully something was said today that helped to empower your life. Love you, family. Have a blessed rest of your evening, and may your week be the same.